Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome back to Product Parade. Today we're going to look at this pom-pom maker, and it's actually a jumbo pom-pom maker from We Are Memory Keepers. And at the bottom here it says it's the largest pom-pom maker on the market. You might have seen these guys before. I've seen them smaller. If you sew or if you do any kind of yarn crafting or anything like that, you've probably seen these guys in smaller versions. But this one is a jumbo. So let's take this guy out. And here it is. We don't need the packaging anymore, but here's some instructions for us, and we're going to use those because we want to make sure we do exactly what it says. So the first thing it tells us to do, number 1, is to open both halves of the pom-pom maker, keeping both arms together on each side. Okay, let me say this to you too. When you get these instructions, don't let them intimidate you because it looks like a lot of stuff to read, but truth of the matter is it's just that first sentence or the second, third, or fourth, depending on what language you speak. So it's not as daunting as it seems. It's usually just one sentence under each picture. So open both halves of the pom-pom maker, keeping both arms together. So what they mean by that is these arms swivel like this, but you want to keep them together on either side. So just like that, we'll sit that guy down. Then number 2 says, holding the end of the yarn in place, start wrapping around both arms on one half of the pom-pom maker. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. Continue wrapping until you have several layers of yarn. More yarn will result in a thicker pom-pom. Then we close it. We can do that together in a minute. So let's start wrapping. So full disclosure, I played with this a little bit at home and I made a couple of pom-poms and I noticed they weren't very fluffy or very consistent. So I did a little research and looked online to see what I was doing wrong. And what I could tell from a lot of the videos I saw was, number 1, the more yarn, the better. Okay, the fluffier, the better. And secondly, I thought we would want to wrap it. I'm going to keep this piece kind of loose. I'm just going to hold it in my hand. I thought we would want to wrap it like perfect like this, but they just wrapped them like crazy. Like they just wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, but they just made sure that what they did was they kept the yarn kind of coming from here to there instead of pushing it back over itself. Let me show you what I mean. It's hard to describe, but you're kind of wanting to keep the yarn the same angle as this piece. It doesn't have to be that way, but I was trying to do it and push everything, I was pushing everything together. And from what I've seen, it's better just to kind of keep this arc going. We'll do this one. And also keep your yarn loose. Don't pull it super tight because that also gives you a nice full pom-pom. And listen, you're going to wrap this a lot because you want a lot of yarn. The more, the better from what I have seen. I made a couple, but I didn't love them. I'm hoping I love this one better. If I don't, I'll show you the things I did not love. Okay, so can you kind of see how I wrapped it around the curve? Not pushing everything to one side and keeping wrapping. Just kind of keep that curve going. Now I'm just going to go back the other direction doing the same thing. Again, keep your yarn pretty loose at your feet or wherever you're doing it. Put it in a basket and let it just kind of roll. Just try to stay with the shape of the pom-pom maker. Don't push it. That's what I was doing, and I think that's what was messing me up because I would do like this and I would push it together to get rid of all this slack, but you're going to get rid of the slack by just going on top of it over and over and over again. So that's 2 times around. I'm going to do it again. That's 3 times. And one thing you definitely want to do is make sure you cover all of the color. You don't want to be able to see any of your pom-pom maker behind it. So I'm going to keep going until it's all covered up. I'll tell you how many times I do when I finish. So you can see how much I have on there. That's 7 times around. But remember, I'm not doing 7 perfect wraps. I'm just filling in spaces to cover all the color in there. I think I'm going to do 1 more time. So I think I'm going to do 8. And again, I'm not doing this perfect wrap. I'm just trying to keep it kind of close. And I'm trying to fill in any spots where it feels bare. I think you could even do more. On the videos I looked up for the smaller ones, they were really filling this guy full. We're going to stop there. That's 8 times around. Okay. And I am going to snip this away. Grab some snips. Oh, they don't want to cut yarn. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to close this in to the pom-pom maker itself, and that will hold that in place for me, okay, while I do the other side. So I'm going to wrap this one 8 times as well, and then we'll start making our pom-pom. Almost through with my 8 time around here. And I'm going to trim that away. There we go. Okay, and now this guy gets closed in as well. So just going to tuck hem in like that. That's pretty cool, right? Much thicker than the ones I did originally. I did not get quite as full. I love how this feels nice and thick. Then I'm going to take these big long shears. And what you do is right in here, you know where those two pieces connect, there's kind of a valley. I should have shown you that before. There's a little valley between here. That's where you're going to cut. So you're going to put your scissors in, and this is going to be kind of a process. I even noticed at home with my like fabric shears, I had to kind of get in there and just kind of start and do a little at a time. So once you get it started, you can do pretty good. You're going to cut all of those in half like that. See what you've done? We've kind of exposed that center, that little valley, or that, what would that be called? I'm going to call it that little valley. All right, so we've exposed that little guy on that side. Look at that, isn't that cool? All right, we're going to flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, I did not see in here where it told us a specific amount of times we had to do this around. Like you could do it whatever you want to do. The more you do, the fuller your pom-pom. I will say that. And when I've watched other videos online, some of them would really fill this guy full. Cutting through that might be an issue, but this is 8 times. And I'm not using fabric scissors. I would totally use fabric scissors for this, or your ribbon scissors, or whatever you got that's made for this. It's like cutting hair. It takes me back to my hair cutting days, which interestingly enough, one of the things about wrapping this that I discovered that kind of takes me back to hairdressing, if you over direct hair, you get a different result. Like there's a reason to over direct. But when you're wrapping this, if you wrap it and you start to kind of get off of the angle that it has, you're over directing, and that means part of your pom-pom is going to be really long on one side and really short on the other. That's why you want to wrap it in the direction of the pom-pom maker. I hope that's making sense. Okay, now we need another piece of yarn, and this is easy. You're just going to put it inside of that valley. See that? Just going to put it in there like that. Bring it around to one side, and it's made so that it goes to the inside like that. So now we're all the way around that valley, and we're going to tie this. So I'm going to pull this really tight, and you'll watch what happens to the yarn when I pull it tight. See how it kind of shrinks in? That's what you want, because that's going to make your pom-pom really tight. All right, and then we're going to tie it again to give us a knot. Some videos do it like this, and they let it go, and then some of them would wrap it back around again and come around the other side and tie it. It can't hurt. I don't think you can over knot this in the middle, to be honest with you, because you don't want it to come loose. So we'll do a couple. I'm even going to run this through like one time and then back again and pull that. Okay, now the fun part. Now we get to take this guy out. So what we're going to do is we're going to release this side. So there's one side released. We're going to release the other side by pulling these pieces. And then this guy comes completely apart for you to get your pom-pom out. See that? That's so cool. I didn't pull mine very tight in the middle now that I'm looking at it. And I need to snip this away, because I didn't cut that away. Okay, so look at this guy. He's huge. So there's my pom-pom. This one turned out really good. The fuller, the better, from what I can tell. So the more you wrap it around, the better it goes. Now, make sure you do it super tight in the middle. I'm not sure I got mine even tight enough in the middle, so go even tighter than I did. But look how cute. And to be honest, this one looks pretty good. My other one I had to trim a good bit. But if you do, like some of these pieces that are kind of just flyaway, you just kind of lay your scissors kind of flat and just snip. It's hard to be perfect with this because you are putting different pressure on your yarn in different places. And some of the videos I watched, they would take like 5 or 6 minutes and do this. Just trim it and make it look really snug and tight. That's up to you how fluffy or how snug you want it to look. You'll know what I mean. This one did so much better than my first one. So listen, if you make one and you don't really love how it looks, keep going, because I'm surprised how much better this one looks. I was ready to give up. I did 3 of them, and I would get thicker every time. But see, like the first one I did, I only wrapped it around twice. Well, now I know twice is not nearly enough. So, again, you could do this all day, or you could stop wherever you feel like it. Look how cute that is. Now listen, you're thinking, why do I want these pom-poms? Number one, can you imagine how precious these would be on your Christmas tree as a garland, like snowballs? This is so cute. And on gift packages, because teenagers would love having this in their room, like hanging up in their room or maybe hanging in their lockers. So super cute and super easy to do. And I love that it's jumbo, so it's not tiny. Matter of fact, let's measure that guy and see how big he is real quick. Did I put that back together right? Oh, I did. Good deal. All right, and then this closes up just like so. This is cool because you could put it in like your knitting bag or in a yarn bag. And if you're going on a trip, you can just make a bunch of pom-poms, right? Also, you can do this in such a way that you have like a loop. You can get a loop on the end, but if for some reason yours does like mine, just do this. Tie a little knot on one end, just like so. Pull that out. Trim this edge off. Get rid of this guy, and now you have a place that you can hang it. Isn't that cute? I love this. I love this big white pom-pom. Okay, let's measure it. It's going to be kind of roughly, that's roughly 4 inches. That's pretty good. I love how it turned out. All right, guys, if you want to pick up one of these pom-pom makers, we have them in the store. I think they're super cute, and I want to see what you do with them. If you make a pom-pom garland and put it on your tree or around the house, or you make pom-poms for maybe a grandson or a granddaughter in your life, I want to see them. So you can share those with us on our customer gallery, which is on our website at maymaymadeit.com. And I'll be sure to put a link below for this guy if you want to pick it up. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.